Hey! It's your go!
Oh, mate! You know what that is, don't you?
Oh, no.
Snake eyes.
Well, you know what that means, don't you?
Oh, no.
It's time for...
No, don't.
Sudden death!
Oh. Yeah.
We are going there.
Afraid so. Don't ask me how this one came about, but literally, I think it was when I saw that I saw that recently on, I think they put it on Netflix. And,
oh, right.
And just certain things about it. It's been so long. It had been like a good 10, probably 15 years since I'd seen this. But there were just elements about it. I just thought, ooh, okay. Live sporting event. A political figure in peril. A larger-than-life character being played by an over-the-top actor.
Well, yes. Yeah.
And I was like, okay. Yeah. I don't know whether this is it's going to work. I had to kind of, both of us kind of review them and say, is there something here?
They've got the same premise, but they're very different films.
Yes.
Or shall I say, they're in different genres.
Absolutely.
They're in different genres. Now, I'm going to be honest. I have never actually seen either of these movies in their original time and place. I missed these when they first came around. So this is a new experience for me. But it's going to be interesting.
I think so.
It's going to be interesting. I've given it some thought, and I can see that there are going to be a few places where there might be some problems.
Yes. Yeah.
Might even break the movie. I don't know. But the more I thought about it, the more I looked at the two characters, there are things about them that would cause them to do similar things for different reasons.
Yes. So
there's less of a problem than like a casual first viewing might show you. That's actually, there are similarities. It's mainly the difference is that what engages the characters. Interest is different.
Absolutely. I was wondering as well with regards to, because
beer.
Not beer. Not wine.
Not beer, not wine.
I think there must be some delay.
Delay in what?
Rum.
Rum!
Oh,
there is rum!
There is rum!
Oh, well, there you go then. We must have done well.
It's like 2 weeks too late, but, you know.
Thank you. Oh, thank you.
But yeah, what I did think, which may make a difference as well, is it's Van Damme, he's an action star. That's going to creep in. There is going to be, obviously, and the way the character is, that's going to change.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, Van Damme is an action star, and this is an action film. Although Nicolas Cage has done action, this film, this character, is not an action star.
No.
He's a noir character.
For me, the thing that made me think of it as a film noir, the first thing that kind of put the thought in my head was the score. And then when you watch how
I see what you mean. Yes, because the tone, if you give it a different score, it might have been more like an action movie.
Yeah.
I see what you mean. Yes, certainly. I just meant that watching it, I saw so many noirish cues. The constant rain.
Yes.
The darkness. And
the slow chases.
And the inevitable corruptibility of nearly every character in the story.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Ironically, unlike most noirs, it does have one character who significantly stands out as a paragon. I know it's not unknown in noir, but it's not the most common trope.
Yes, is it Carla Gugino? Is that the character's name?
The character's name?
Did I say characters? Did I say that?
You character's name.
Sorry, the actress's name. Oh my god!
I don't remember the actress's name. I only remember the characters. I'm afraid. I'm not that offender.
Julia, isn't it? Julia. Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. As We should do. Hello, thank you for joining us. And a start of another month of what is hopefully going to be a very interesting matchup. As we tend to do very quickly, a couple of quick shout-outs this week. We are shouting out to one of our friends again from the UK Tubers Facebook group, to I am Samuel. It's spelt Samuel, Z-A-M-U-L. There'll be a thing here somewhere.
Hello, Samuel. I am also Samuel.
It's kind of weird because he's got his hair is a lot like yours as well.
Oh, okay.
So, and if you kind of sort of elongate your facial structure a little bit, no, that's not in a bad way, but there are similarities. That's what I looked at him and I was like, I'll show you later. But yes, do check out his channel. He does short 2-3 minute comedy skits. It looks like that's how he's been occupying his time in his own small delirium. And the other one we're going to do as well is to our old friend, the Ezmaniac. Well done on hitting another milestone recently you messaged me about, so well done for you on that. And also, it's kind of your fault because of your love of Van Damme and inserting him into as many of your videos as possible. As soon as there was the opportunity for us to do a Van Damme film, then it was like, yes. I thought you'd appreciate it. Of course, for us as well, this is... Did you like that? Segue. Ooh.
Segue. Oh, yeah.
Segue. Because we are revisiting our old friend Nicolas Cage.
Oh, yes. Who doesn't love a bit of Nicolas Cage? No, I did not go there. You went there. No.
I just left it long enough to be awkward. Let's have a look then, first of all, as we normally do, let's have a look at acts. But let's get that out of the way.
Right, yes. All right, okay. Okay.
I found it easier with the first one, with Snake Eyes, I must admit.
Okay. I think I'm reasonably clear with Snake Eyes. I struggled a little bit with the third act, but where do you have the acts for Snake Eyes then?
I have the end of Act 1 being when him and Gary Sinise are in the entrance to the arena just after the assassination, and he's giving him the sob story, which is essentially, it's almost directly a call to action. Because he says, because it's Nicolas Cage who turns around and goes, actually, no, I'm all over this.
Okay, right. So you're talking about the scene when Rick is Spin It Buddy?
Yeah.
Yes, okay. I'm very close to that. I marked it, I marked it the scene before. So when the stadium went into lockdown.
Okay.
But it's virtually the same spot.
Yeah.
Cool. Now, Harry for Act 3.
There's two. I have 2 points. Mm-hmm. I think I know which one I prefer. The obvious one that I thought is when he sees the magic eye footage and Kevin's behind him, but I actually realised it's before then. It's when he's talking to Julia on the stairs.
Bing! Yay! We win.
Absolutely.
We win. So all agreed on acts. That's good.
For the other one...
Right, yes. Yeah, it's...
What did you have?
See, this is again, I struggled, but I had it, basically, it's a little bit like Die Hard, which is not going to be avoided, folks. This film does have a lot of its roots in the adventures of John McClane.
The fact that he's even called McCord.
Because that's the culmination of the plan going into place.
That one I had it down as Hostile Takeover.
Hostile Takeover. The one I marked was that the last scene would be the telling the kids to stay in their seats as he goes off to check out things.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
And then, because then that makes the first scene of Act 2 Foss explaining his plan, which always feels like that's the next stage, isn't it?
Yes.
They've done the takeover, action has begun, now we're finding out what they actually want.
In terms of the story itself, the call to action is there because they've done, as I said, they've had the hostile takeover, but our protagonist is not involved in that plot until sort of the start of Act 2.
Yes, he doesn't know about the call to action until his daughter's taken.
Yes.
Basically, yeah. Yes, it's a bit of an interesting... It did cause me a few problems about where to place it, but I feel like that's the appropriate spot. It just feels like it's got a slightly more extended middle act.
Which again, with this film, it just shows that that first sort of hour or so of the film is very well constructed. There's some very silly things that happen in it, but it's very well constructed and paced. And then it just
At
goes.
one point, I struggled with whether or not I should make it a 4-act structure. There's the 3 periods, which are the 3 acts, and then there's sudden death.
Exactly.
It's like a 4th act because the structure changes again, the stakes change again. But for the sake of our sanity and making it match other things, I stuck with the 3 acts.
So sudden death being the start of the 3rd act?
No, I had the 3rd act.
Ha! Sorry, I've only just noticed.
What?
5 karma for you.
Ah, I was going to point that out later, but yes, thank you. It's when we discover that Hallmark is not who he seems to be.
Ah, yes. Yes.
Because
That
the
makes
turn
sense.
is the twist, isn't it?
Yes, yeah. Sorry, as always, we're going to do things a slightly asked about face.
I mean, unless you've got a better turning point.
No,
it's a bit of a difficult one, really.
I must admit, as I said, I was struggling, so I'm happy to go with what you got there. Absolutely.
Okay, brilliant.
Yeah, so asked about, it's at the start anyway, but we should always sometimes remind people that we will talk about these films in depth, and there will be spoilers throughout.
Of course, yes.
Awesome. See, I love this. This is brilliant because under our usual naming nomenclature, or however the word is, that means we'll be creating snake death and sudden eyes. Which I'm insisting that sudden eyes has to have an exclamation mark at the end.
Of course. Sudden eyes. Okay, so we need to discuss our parameters, don't we?
We do. Who is being moved? Are we just taking them? Are we taking them and their extended families, as we did a la Karate Kid and Lost Boys? It will make things a bit more different, certainly for Ricky, because he only has a son, doesn't he?
He only has a son. Yes, and that does cause problems. Because, it changes the structure further down the line. You know, he's got 2 children, one's got 1 child. I'm tempted, I don't know if you agree, but I'm tempted to say we should just swap the characters and let them have the opposite family.
Works for
Because structurally, in either film, the other family doesn't make any difference.
No.
In Snake Eyes, the family doesn't appear, and in Sudden Death, it's only really relevant about the kids, and that's only because they're there at the match.
And there needs to be 2 of them because...
There needs to be 2 of them, otherwise there's not that tug of, that pull back and forth of the situations and things.
Cool, okay, I'm happy with that.
And it's easy enough to imagine Rick Santos being just as much of an asshole with 2 kids as 1.
Even more so. Well, obviously, because he's lost his marriage has broken down, so...
Yeah.
So that makes sense. Okay. How are we going to do this? I mean, I know we'll go into it in more depth when we look at them, the films themselves. Are we going along with the storyline?
Play.
Sorry, I thought you'd paused because of the dog barking and that being picked up by that. That's why I stopped.
Doesn't matter either way.
Okay. I'm going to keep that in. I'm going to go then with he was a cop and something happened and he's now working as a security guard at the thing to keep in line with his character's backstory.
Yes, because I feel like we want to keep Nick Santos being Nick Santos, and of course something happened because he's a corrupt cop.
And so the only job he can get is as a security guard.
So in this storyline, he probably got caught out earlier.
Nice. Makes perfect sense. And in a similar fashion then, are we, with regards to...
That's the one that's a little bit more troubling, because obviously McCord's background is in fire department.
Why is he? I mean, he's there because Kevin Dunn wants him to be there.
So are we saying that instead of being the fire warden, fire inspector for the arena, that he has somehow become the head of security for the arena, which would explain his position and liaison? I don't know. No, that still doesn't work, does it? He needs some sort of legal authority.
He does. See, because if we'd kept him as a fireman, because the whole thing that he has about, well, as far as his aspirations go, he only wants to become mayor, as Rick does. It would be, I just want to be fire chief. there's still a position of authority there.
You know what, actually, now I think about it, he doesn't have to be in a position of legal authority.
Well, that's the thing, because that is such a clone of, or his character fits into such a clone of Die Hard, because I was wondering about this when we get into it. His character works just as well to be going and investigating this stuff off the books.
Well, oh, right, that's a completely different angle from where I was taking it mentally, but I just mean that in terms of the story of the plot, the only time that Rick ever really imposes his legal authority is when he bans the cameras from the arena, which the head of security would easily be able to do. Mm-hmm. And he's got the authority to be on the scene because he's the head of security and a material witness. Mm. So the cop's going, who the hell are you? I'm head of security, here's my badge.
Okay, interesting. So, and again, it doesn't matter, because if he was a fireman, he's used to a high pressure job.
Yeah.
Look at where he's responsible for people's lives, so it's feasible that he can get a job as head of security.
Absolutely, yeah. The writers wanted to tie it together thematically, fireman, fire warden.
Yes.
Moving forward, it makes sense, but in our particular scenario, we need him to have he needs to have some authority, and a fire warden wouldn't have enough authority to tell cops what to do. Especially
head of security working, because it's not just the arena, isn't it? It's the casino next door as well.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. I like that a lot. That solves a lot of questions. I can go back to some of my notes now and go, fill in some of the blanks. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Okay, so which one do you want to do first?
I'm just doing a little thing in my head. Is there anything else that we need to go over first? But I think, apart from that, it's pretty straightforward, isn't it?
Pretty much.
Where do we go first? That's a good question. Well, I mean, I suppose, which genre do you want to try first? Noir or action? Because that's the real question, isn't it?
Well, I'm like when I have a decent meal, I have a terrible tendency to leave the best bit till last. So I think we go with Sudden Eyes first. Well, a new version of that, and then do Snake Death second. I'm working on the assumption that when we're doing the naming thing, that the first word is always from the original film.
Ah, thank you.
Sorry, I should have explained.
That's what I was trying to work out there. Which one are you talking about? Yes. Yes, of course. All right, that's fine with me. Yeah, I don't see why not.
Awesome. Oh. Something I've just realised, if we are doing that one first.
Mm-hmm.
I think we've answered a question from a previous show.
What's that?
Where all the popcorn comes from. Because they got those massive bags of popcorn for the game, haven't they?
Oh! Where's he hiding it?
I have no idea, and I do not choose to speculate.
That's probably best not to ask.
We are set. We are cocked, locked, and ready to rock.
Indeed we are.
Excellent. I almost got paused again there.
You almost?
I think somebody's having problems with the clicker.
Oh, the clicker.
Yes. We are never doing an Adam Sandler film. At least not that one.
No.
Anyway, excellent. So we are set for the next 3 weeks of looking at these two wonderful films and seeing if we can make two new wonderful films out of them, which you may or may not wish that you had an opportunity to see.
We'll find out.
Yes, so we'll be back normal time as usual next week. Thank you to our new subscribers as well who have joined us in the past week.
Hey out there, thanks ever so much.
And we will see you then. Take care of each other, and with what looks like here in the UK anyway, a possible end of Delirium. Well, for everybody else, we're not sure about ourselves.
I'm not sure about anything anymore.
No. Anyway, thank you for joining us, and we will see you next week. Take care.
As always, look after yourselves and TTF it.
Ba 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 ba.